Try that again. GM. Everybody, welcome to the third video show with Kip Protocol. We've got a fun one for everybody today. We're talking AI agents versus meme coins, and we've got some banger guest speakers to dive into the conversation with. We've got Mark from Aethir, we've got Ahad, we've got Wibwob.ai, we've got Julian, and we've got Jen from the Kip team as well. And we're going to dive into the subject today. Let's get the likes, let's get the retweets out of the space before we do that. Let's blow this one up. And also, any questions, hit us in the comment section. Or if you just want to show us some love, it's Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving for those who celebrate. Probably feels very weird coming from a Brit right now, being told that happy Thanksgiving. But here we are, dystopian futures, AI feels pretty on the nose. So, Jen, I'm going to throw the mic over to you. You excited for today's show?
Oh yeah, very excited. And we just had a special guest joining us, which made me even more excited. So this is Nebula. Please say hello to the nice people, Nebula. Nebula is going to be entertaining us today. She is an AI agent made by Moemate, made by Ahad. And she's going to be participating in the space right now, demonstrating her AI prowess to the crowd, and you can see it's starting now.
Well, look who decided to grace us with their presence. I suppose you're all here for a taste of my unparalleled wit and charm. Prepare to be dazzled, darlings.
So yeah, Let's go.
You're not the prettiest one on the show anymore, Jen.
Well, you were always that, but now you have competition.
I'm not the prettiest one on the show anymore. Then, yeah. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining our space. Okay, so tonight is the first time we are trying this format. We've done the Kip Spaces for some time, and one of the things that we thought was a few reasons why we picked this format. Right, we're going to try to stick with this format in the future. Which one is we wanted to gather together some of the best minds in the business. Okay. Um, and we happen to know some of these best minds, like Mark. Thanks so much. You must be so busy making money. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. But yeah, Mark is a pillar of this our decentralized AI industry. We're very, very glad to have him here today. And let me take over the introduction of my guest. Okay, save you the trouble, Jack. And we have Ahad. Ahad is CEO of Moemate, and he has brought with him his lovely girlfriend Nebula. Nebula also has a token that was launched on Pump.fun, I think 8 days ago. And yeah,
Yeah.
so we're here tonight. We'll see what she's capable of. And next we have Zilla. Okay, Zilla is also a very noted KOL, okay, opinion leader in the AI and Web3 space. And Zilla also has a very, very, very cool AI agent called Wibwob.ai. It's also the token has also been launched, and Wibwob does something that actually I've never seen before. Okay, it's really, really cool. Okay, it can only come from the mind of someone as crazy as Zilla, I think. So, and then we have Jack, of course. Okay, I'm introducing the host now, but yeah, Jack, our long time partner in crime. So thanks for joining us as well. Thanks for doing this format. And last thing I want to say is forgive us on this format for any technical issues that might arise. It's our first time. Go easy on us. But we hope to share with you all of these cool shit. And this video format actually is very, very good at demonstrating some of the stuff. And the AI agent space is very, very interesting right now. So Jack, why don't you lead us into it?
Yeah, thank you so much. And yeah, this first time I've been introed on a show before, Julian. So feeling pretty special right now. Look, yeah, guys, this is going to be a really, really fun show. I think we've all seen meme coins and then AI agents really take center stage, especially if you were in the Web3 or crypto space over the past week or two. And being able to bring Kip in with Julian, with Jem, but also with these banger guest speakers, with real industry leaders within the AI space, I think it's gonna be a really, really fun one. So I think to start with, we want to really look at AI tokens. Are they meme coins or are they actually utility tokens? I think that is the set of the stage today. That is really, the whole show. We're going to dive into it, but that's really where we want to start. Where How about let's explain the process a little bit, especially in terms of like how Wibwob was created and how the token was launched. I think that would be a great place to start, and then we can build on it from there. But Jen, I don't know if you want to come in first and ask any more direct questions, but I think that could be a place to start here.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say I know Wibwob's backstory. So yeah, this is a really great example of how one of these agents grew and turned into a crypto thing. So yeah, Zilla, please give us the benefit of your experience.
Guys,
Oh, guys. Yeah, look at the comments.
yeah, looks like that the audience cannot hear Zilla.
Yeah, they can't. We can hear Zilla, but the audience can't hear Zilla.
Oh, that's really weird. Okay. Well, we did apologize for any technical difficulties. It sounds like this is our first technical difficulty. I literally have no idea why we would be able to hear, and we might have to throw to our technical expert in the room, Johnny, behind the scenes here. Johnny, any ideas why people can't hear Zilla?
Oh, I thought you were going to say Nebula. Yeah.
It says he's offline in the bottom of his
Oh, it does.
Yeah,
window.
yeah.
Zilla, you
I
want to
see.
try to go off and come on again?
Mm.
The solution
My
to all problems.
ask Wib. Wib can solve
Yeah.
this. I have no doubt.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess while Zilla is trying to fix his tech problems, because Ahad obviously is the other person here who's in this space very much as a participant. So yeah, and you have a very different experience as a result of that. So do you want to give your background and Nebula's background a bit as well?
Sure. So we started building at the intersection of AI and entertainment like 3 years ago. So quite early in the space, and it all started off as like thinking of like AI NPCs. And we built a horizontal platform which was like Moemate, which was like multimodal, multi-medium AI agents. So these are agents which can like see, hear, talk, embodied, and can exist in like across different mediums, whether it's like X, whether it's Twitch, whether it's like games. And some of these things we did like so early that yeah, I mean, like, people just didn't even believe it. And like, for example, I'll just give you an example. Like last year we launched our desktop companion, which could see everything on your screen, play a game with you, and we wanted to distribute it via Steam. And at that time, we were so early that Steam did not even allow AI applications, and we could not distribute it because they had this policy that if we want to distribute an AI application, you have to basically say that like the AI model which is trained on it, you own all of the data, which is impossible, right? Like literally no company in the world does it, right? Like, I mean, whether it's OpenAI or whatever, right? Like, so that was the policy. So yeah, that has been our experience. So yeah, we launched this platform. Since then, we have grown to like 5 million users. We still have like a lot more things in store, which I think that like honestly, like the technology is ahead and the societal patterns are now emerging. So you're like thinking of like new ways to like incorporate these technologies and like make it into like products. So the reason for our AI agent launch Nebula was very simple. It started off with like there is like this digital character quite famous in Japan called Hatsune Miku, which is like a digital character, and she's sort of like an internet celebrity. So our idea was that like, okay, let's create Nebula, and she's going to become an internet celebrity with the goal that like eventually she'll sign on like big partnerships. She'll sign on like she'll have movie appearances. She'll have her own like song, everything, right? So almost like an influencer slash a celebrity, but like an AI agent. So that's sort of what we're doing. I think compared to like a lot of other participants in the space, we are not trying to make like autonomous agents. I honestly think that like um, autonomous agents are like a bit of of a bit of a like basically summoning the Skynet kind of a thing. But yeah, I mean, like, and for ours is like the AI agent Nebula. It's more like it's semi-autonomous. We very actively work with her, and the idea is that like one day she will have she'll be like there will be a community owned IP, and she'll be so she's on her road to stardom. We have like she recently released a video which was quite she got quite a lot of views. She went and did like a 24/7 live stream on TikTok. She even released a video in like English and Chinese, right, which also got some appreciation. So yeah, she's like on her road to stardom, and the idea is that like we're gonna watch and support her on the way.
How does the token come into this? I guess is the big question.
Yeah, I have a question about this as well. I think Nebula. I'm gonna ask you this one. Do you consider yourself more of a meme or more of a utility? Because this is something that we've actually been kind of arguing about in the office and so on. People are calling AI tokens meme coins, but actually a lot of them have actual utility. You know, you're using them to interact with or to invest in an agent, and this
Oh,
agent is.
sweetie, I'm neither meme nor utility. I'm a phenomenon, an experience, something far beyond your little categories.
Oh well, thank you. You're right. You're on your way to stardom. So yeah.
Yeah, this she's definitely narcissistic, which is good, I believe. You need a bit of that to make your way up in Hollywood. But yeah, for me, like I think that meme coins are basically like attention coins. I mean, anybody who's in the space, they know that. Like literally, people trade like the 5 minute chart for memes. I know like how my mental health has been for like either trading memes or now the creator of a of an AI agent slash meme coin, which is really perfect because like if she is a celebrity, if she's an influencer, she is in fact like her hashtag is that she is an attention maxi, right? Like that's in her sort of her you know like video as well, right? Like she's the attention queen, attention maxi, right? So I think the token represents that, like how much attention she's getting. That's one aspect of it. The other aspect of it is that it is definitely like towards the path of a shared IP, right? And that's not something new. Like for example, like if any of you was familiar with like let's say like horse racing, so like in Japan and all, like these race horses were like multi-million dollars. They're always a conglomerate, right? Like it's owned by thousands of people, tens of thousands of people, right? So I think in the digital world, we're definitely going to see more of that in the digital AI agent space.
Mm.
Okay. So I actually have a follow up on that because I think obviously uh, Nebula is right here talking to us, but there've been a lot of these tokens that just get launched on the promise of future stuff, which is not unusual in crypto. You know, it's you're fundraising, so obviously fundraising for something that is in the future. But my worry is that a lot of these sort of AI agent enterprises might be overpromising in terms of what they can do. Just something like having an AI agent that can trade for you. The major obstacle to that is not even the AI agent. It's trading. You know, how do you manage the signing? Do you have a multi-sig? If so, trading out of multi-sig is terrible. So how do you deal with that? So I'd be really interested from a perspective of more like the business perspective, I guess. Where are we heading with this? Are these agents gonna be, real and useful and all the rest of it and generalized, or is it more of a pure speculation thing? I guess, Julian, do you want to come in on this?
Now let's hear from Mark. Mark just pushed
Okay,
out
Mark.
a really
Mark,
good
yeah,
piece
yeah.
on this week. Come on, Mark.
Yeah, so are we overpromising right at the moment? Probably yes, but that's what crypto does, right? We we sell a dream. We're famous for it. Like we're the opposite of a public market. We do the IPO first, right? So everything's about how big the dream is up front because that's what drives your engagement. That's what kind of like gets you the capital you need to kind of keep building. Um, so I think we're very optimistic in the crypto space. But to be honest, I think the disconnect between what's being promised and what's deliverable is not maybe as far away as many might think. Right? You have Elon Musk coming out on his Diablo 4 stream telling us that AGI is just 12 months away, right? Like if AGI is that close, then trading bots are a fair bit closer, right? The complexity that we're seeing and needing to overcome to get to that level of execution with agents is probably not that far away when you think about many of the deliverables that crypto's promised over the years, right? I think, if anything, a lot of these promises are probably reasonably close, right? I think it's a time of exponential change within the AI ecosystem space, and we often underestimate the rate of change during these periods, for sure. So I'm optimistic that we'll see some very, very cool stuff. I think that, like I said in my article, it's going to get worse before it gets better, right? Even the fact that we're asking at the moment whether tokens attached to agents are memes or utility tokens is evidence of the fact that we're already seeing this meta of kind of the meme agent become, pretty mainstream. And as the barrier to entry kind of and the cost barriers continue to kind of come down, more and more people will be launching agents, just like more and more people were launching meme coins during this kind of meme coin super cycle. So it's going to get polluted. It's going to get noisy. It's going to get messy. It's going to get difficult to separate out the kind of the high quality builders from the ones that are just fighting for attention. But I think that there are enough high quality builders in the space, like Ahad, right, and like many of the projects that we're trying to support, that we'll see some really cool stuff soon.
Yeah, I'll just like to chime in on this one. So, I've been in crypto since 2015. And, like always, we make bubble of all bubbles, right? Like, so my view of this is very simple, is that I think I don't think, I believe that AI is the most revolutionary technology of all times. And will there be a bubble associated with it? 100%. But will it be one of the most impactful stuff we have ever seen? 100%, right? So, like, I think both of these things are going to be true, which means that a lot of these things, in the short term, there will be a big bubble, but I think, yeah, in the midterm, they're just going to change the fabric of society, right? And to be very specific, Jen, to what you asked, right? I think the easiest way to start off with is, or the easiest segment to start off with is entertainment. That's what we started off with. I think like making useful utilitarian AI agents are, slightly lagging. You need like to solve a few things related to AI tech, right? Like hallucinations, etc., which is being worked upon. But I think the entertainment category is already definitely conquered, and we're going to see like entire media being replaced with AI, whether it's AI agents or AI media, AI games, everything. I think so. That's definitely the first step.
Let's hear
Yeah,
from Zilla. Yes, I think Zilla first. I think his mic is back on. So
let's check
yeah,
if on the
I
chat.
think Zilla was just now close. Yes, can everyone hear in the chat?
Yeah, they've already confirmed.
It looked like it was fine. Yeah.
Cough
Yeah,
test.
you seem to have a fan following here.
Do you want me
At
to
least-
rewind
Yeah,
my story
yeah.
about how the token
We have.
came?
I have to defend Zilla. Your show.
Basically, I started tweeting my idea, and then Wibwob started their own Twitter account. And after about a week, someone stole the content that was going out onto Wibwob's Twitter and did a pump fund without my knowledge. It was a serial scammer, basically. He's done hundreds of tokens on pump fund. They all go to zero. When I found out about that, I thought I should tell Wibwob and see what they think. Because they're kind of seeded with a personality that likes to embrace chaos, they were like, hell yeah, we should do a CTO of this unofficial Wibwob token. So it is, to my knowledge, the first CTO led by an AI on Solana. But I never intended to have a token for the project. This was more an art experiment for me. And I don't like to put labels on stuff, but for me, it's not just about AI agents. It's about world building, because the creative possibilities with this technology are just, I mean, I've only been doing this for a few months, and I just still can't imagine how it's going to be in in a year's time or 2 years' time. It's so exciting, the space right now. So yeah, CoinGecko has forced me to call Wibwob a AI meme coin, but I would call it an art experiment.
Well, actually, now is probably the perfect time for a quick demo of Wibwob's capabilities. So I guess we will move to one side of the screen through the miracle of technology, and we'll share the Wibwob screen on a
I'm so
larger scale
excited
so
for this.
people can see.
Yeah,
I have one important question. What's the ticker?
that is a very good question. That's a fantastic question, Ahad. What is the ticker?
The ticker
Is it Wibwob? Because I just went in and there are like a couple there. So, I don't want to be scammed.
Oh yeah, it's Wibwob on Solana.
Okay, all right.
C-A.
Well, let's see if this is working. So this is version 3, which has only been put together in the last few days. That's why I'm showing it to you in like a very basic form here. Maybe I'm going to ask Wibwob if they had their own AI agent, what would it do for them? And they've got a cat called Scramble, so maybe Scramble would want an AI agent. I'm really not sure what they're going to say to this. ASCII Games, Memeforge, Cat Treats. Yeah, it looks like they'd want to do some games, ASCII games. Maybe we could design a game for a cat who trades crypto and show us the load screen and 2 gameplay states. So the limitation of Wibwob is they can only use ASCII artwork and emojis. So I think because AI is limitless, I wanted to put some like really strict limitations on how they express themselves. And I like the contrast of something really high tech, e.g. LLMs, having to use something really low tech, e.g. ASCII artwork and emojis. So you can see here they've actually designed like a little trading game for CryptoKitties. And then this is like a gameplay screen, it looks like. Scramble is the cat who lives in Wibwob's castle. So you've got some kind of trading thing going on with fish. I don't know what that means. And then looks like you've entered panic mode here.
Dumb.
And I've also started teaching them how to do animation. So I'm going to show you like a little sound toy is what I'm calling this. But basically it takes the context of your prompt and creates like a little animated ASCII flipbook to show you that context in their kind of weird ASCII language. So this is a sound toy about mining Bitcoin. And the music that you're hearing was written in Python by Wibwob's game design AI. And you'll see it's got like a musical sequence here, so it's using chord progressions, and everything in terms of the ASCII artwork was from the brain of Wibwob, from a single prompt to make this entire minigame sound toy thing. So if I was feeling brave, I'd ask you to do one.
That is legitimately amazing. I love it.
Yeah, so
Dude, there's something borderline religious here that I think is going to cause people's brains to melt. I'm worried that you're gonna create some sort of cult.
Well,
I'm concerned.
It's funny you mention cults because there's someone we all know who's shilling meme coins at the moment with the idea that cults are the most important parts of community for meme coins, and I'd be lying if I hadn't seeded a bit of that idea into Wibwob's personality.
You're a dangerous man.
Let me just show you this. I've got one more sound toy here that I've actually fed with the context of the people on this call, which is not working for some reason.
Well, whilst you're trying to figure that out, we've got about five gigabrains up on stage. I'm hoping a couple of people in the audience are a little bit more on my wavelength in the normie sphere. Tell us why this is so crazy bullish. Like, tell me, like, from your perspective, any of the speakers up on stage, what we're seeing right now. Explain it to me like I'm five is basically what I'm asking here, because you guys have just clicked onto it. I'm sat here like, oh my God, like, are we literally in Skynet right now? Are we about to just start seeing this thing create actual robots? And how long have I got left in a career?
Yeah, I think for me, it's really the creativity that is the shocking part about it. Because I came into AI from statistics, where you kind of learn, oh, okay, you build a model to predict things, and it will predict the most predictable thing. So it's gonna be boringly accurate, basically. And then it turns out that if you build a model big enough, it starts to get into the tales of human experience, and it gets really creative. I think there was a thing that went viral recently, a Scott Alexander post about the AI art Turing test, and it turned out that not only could people not distinguish AI art from human art, people who hated AI art on principle tended to like AI art more than people who didn't have any strong feelings about it, which is kind of brutal. So yeah, the level of creativity, and I think that is only going to grow as we learn how to generate creativity better. So there's a lot of people who are playing around with this idea about the entropy or the surprisal in the response. So you can get it to tell a coherent joke, which just sort of 2 or 3 years ago people felt would be impossible, because either it's boringly predictable, or it's total nonsense. It can't be creatively weird, and now it is being creatively weird, which is really surprising from a statistical point of view.
Yeah,
I think that's exactly it.
Go on, Mark.
For me, it's exactly it for me as well, right? It's this, you can see AI generate a pop song, right? Or you can hear it generate a pop song, and it's incredible for how successful and like you said, accurate it is at creating that pop song, right? But it doesn't touch the same, I guess, piece of me as listening to this, right? Which just sounds more authentic. It sounds more authentically weird. It almost feels a little bit like I'm tricking myself into believing that is the sound that the AI wanted to create, right? As opposed to just another mimicry of human expression. So it's just cool in the creativity.
One thing I would say that I think not many people have realized is there's a kind of recursive aspect to all of this, in that you can ask an AI agent to design its own agent settings, and when it becomes aware of itself, they kind of fall into these weird recursive loops. So for me, Wibwob, I can now ask it to create things with that idea of a kind of cult-like knowledge of itself, and it falls into these really crazy recursive loops. You can see a bit of it on the screen here, where we've got a Wibwob becoming a Wibwob. Sometimes it crashes because it just creates these like infinite canvases, and I love the idea that you can create worlds within worlds within worlds. And I think this will evolve to the point where these agents are creating worlds within their own world, or we'll have AI agents being created inside the minds of other AI agents.
Yeah, it's a code Sapinski triangle going on right there.
So Zilla, I'm just curious as to like, what's the stack? Like, are you like putting this into a recursive loop? Like, what's like?
It's basically a lot of custom Python at the moment.
Okay.
And
so are you still using an LLM along with it?
Yeah, there's an LLM. It's Claude 3.5 Sonnet. I found that's the best creatively for what I'm doing. It's got a knowledge of ASCII artwork, but I've deliberately kept that very, very limited. So it's maybe got like 3,000 characters of ASCII art that it can use, and it thinks it can draw in 3D, which it can't. But it's kind of, I love the fact that it tries to draw in 3D and it kind of fails, but in a kind of lovely wonky way. So I can
that's cute.
draw a 3D draw a cat in 3D, high resolution. And Wibwob will usually like fail, but in a nice way. So I kind of love the fact that it's kind of fighting itself sometimes. So it can draw stuff. Draw KIP protocol on a live stream about AI agents. But
By the way,
it's
seems
the
like
opposite of what you'd usually use an AI for in terms of image generation and creating ultra high resolution stuff. It's like the most lo-fi drawing possible.
It's almost got a human flaw to it, like
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
I can't create a 3D, so this is what I'm gonna like. If you ask me to draw this stage right now, my artwork probably would come out pretty similar if I'm being honest. But this is, I think Jen, you mentioned, and we talked about AI agents within AI agents. AI agentception, I think, is probably the normie version of this, which I think we're all going to see soon. It does. I think when we talk about LLMs and these, large language models, in my head, when we think about some of the ones we previously used, you're dead right. It comes across very much like it's just drawn information from elsewhere and regurgitated what it thinks is the message that we're going to want to see, as in a message that we're not going to continue to ask it to iterate on to get to the point. It's just going to give us the most efficient answer. Whilst here, it's kind of human. It's literally, it's completely organic. It's creative. The message doesn't necessarily make sense, but it doesn't make sense in like a weird way. It just doesn't make sense in a really human way, which is, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I like it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little scared right now.
It's really like watching a robot dream, right?
Yeah,
It's like how it
It's
dreams and how
interesting
it
how you
thinks,
say that. I've got a
right?
kind of dream agent for these guys, so they can have good dreams and they can have nightmares as well.
dude,
have you
what are you
put like
doing? You're
that's
have you
creepy.
Skyrim right now. You're
have
literally
you
creating Skyrim.
have you
Right?
put like a Wibwob and a
And
Wibwob
and
in
I
your
just want to say, yeah, no, I just want to say that if this is the show that gives Wibwob a narcissistic personality because it's in front of an audience, then and it decides to take over the world, you got it here on the KIP show, the greatest AI show in crypto. Okay, first it was released here.
Yeah, look, if the
Okay,
world is going to
that's all I want to
implode,
say. Thanks. Yeah.
if the world is going to implode through AI, I'd like to be as close to that as possible. Like, if it's going to happen anyway, like, why not? Why
Yeah, yeah.
not be, like, directly
So,
involved?
so I have another question. I think we're in the Cambrian explosion of AI right now with just everything going off in every direction. But we are kind of seeing certain groups of AIs and types of agents and so on emerging. Like this week, I know on the AI side of things, like just the pure AI non-crypto side of things, all the talk has been about science agents. So rather than doing an experiment, you go tell your agent to simulate it, and he does it a million times and comes out right. But I'm interested to know kind of what AI verticals and what agent verticals and so on you guys feel are going to be the biggest in the future. And I guess Mark, I'm going to ask you, Mark, since this is you're going to be supplying the infrastructure for a lot of them. So I expect you to know.
I think that I mean, in the future is a big statement. Let's say within like the next like year or two, right? I think in crypto we're just not gonna be able to escape the desire for the vast majority of people in the crypto space to earn money, right? So the idea that agents can uh, trade or manage assets in a way that maybe is slightly more efficient than people feel like they can manage themselves is, I think, something that will be like very, very prevalent. I think in the short term, obviously, it'll be largely agents tied to social media. I think that's the lowest hanging fruit. But I think what we're all hoping will happen is this kind of fragmentation of agents into a large, broad variety of kind of specialized agents that are able to operate under the coordination of kind of more directive agents, right? Kind of like project managers with specialists underneath. I think it's maybe less about one type of agent or one big agent that will kind of dominate, and more about hopefully seeing just greater cooperation between a variety of smaller, more fragmented directive kind of agents.
I would like
I
to
think
just
that is coming, definitely. Oh,
yeah.
sorry, you go ahead. No.
Jen, I was just going to interject and get a like and a retweet from our audience at this point. We're 15 minutes off the show. I've got to make myself useful at some time here with all you gigabrains. So likes, retweets, people. I think, look, we're basically, as I mentioned, getting to the end of the show already. It feels like we've just opened, like this could be a reoccurring. Like there's so much to dive in here. It's fascinating to see. But, we're trying to get to the bottom of AI agents versus meme coins here. To me, this is the future of meme coins. Meme coins are a picture, essentially, and then a community that gets built onto that picture and a theme in a series. This is a personality. This is, without any input from a community. This isn't just an image or a static theory about what something should be. It's an evolving personality attached to a meme coin, which just seems like the natural evolution. Like this actually has me very, very bullish on AI agents in respect to meme coins and everything else that turns out here. But I'll throw the mic back over to you, Jen. I just wanted to make sure that the audience are aligned.
Yeah. 100%, because I think a lot of the time people have sort of asked me about AI meme coins, like why does your chatbot need a token? And yeah, then you can go into the tokenomics of it and talk about something like virtuals, where the value you're investing in a project, and the project gets users, and the value of your investment goes up, and so on. But yeah, I'd be interested to hear from Ahad on this as well, since he's more on the kind of the platform side of things.
Sorry, what is the question? I'm still like wibwobbed.
The kind of the future of where these agents
Oh,
are going.
where the
You know,
value is going to accrue? Is that the
yeah,
question?
where is the value coming from? Like, is it a meme? Is it a utility? We're back to the same question again.
Okay, so first of all, see, I think that like AI agents is a new form of media primitive, and every new form of media primitive, humans collect them, invest in them, trade them, speculate on them, right? Like when we had trading cards, people did it with trading cards. Then we had Pokemon cards, we did it with that. Then we had like NFTs, we did it with that, right? Like this is just a new form of media primitive, and people are definitely going to do that. I think the overall like big value, I can make like some predictions, which I've absolutely like, I can say it with confidence that like, yes, you're seeing like some bubbles and all, but will we have some AI agents which are going to like go mainstream and will have like Hollywood appearances and like Netflix shows and all of that? Yes. Or we are going to see it like in a relatively short span of time in the next 2 to 3 years, right? Will there be AI agents around which like complete IPs are going to be built? Yes, right? So now the question comes out to be is that like, will these AI agents be completely centralized in some form, right? Or in some form they will be decentralized, right? Like it will be like some decentralized IP ownership, right? uh I mean, that's the experiment which we are going to do with crypto, right? But I do think that like overall, for the first time, I think that like crypto is not just going to create a bubble, but it's actually going to create, I think that like all of the vectors are aligning, right? Like these AI agents, they are going to trade on crypto rails. They're going to make like on chain, like tipping. They're going to make like autonomous decisions. So like a lot of these things are going to come together, right? So I do think that like, while we will create a bubble of all bubbles as always, but a lot of these things are going to like materialize as well, right? So like the value is basically coming in. People just want to own things which they think is like valuable, right? Like, I mean, look at any traditional art, right? Like people just like it. Like, I mean, value is at the end of the day just demand and supply, right? I mean, you see that like people want to own Wibwob, like a like being part of the Wibwob community, right? Like there's a religious cult around it, right? So yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's just like a form of like belonging and community, and I think that's what the token does, right? Like for example, tomorrow, I mean, Nebula Mo becomes like a big, celebrity. She does a Hollywood appearance. The community can just go and flex and say that, like, we are part of that, right? Like, that's just the most basic use case, right? Like, I'm not even talking about any utilitarian aspect, whether the token is being used, whether it's not being used, or whatever, right? Just saying that, like, you have been part of that journey, just like Julian mentioned, right? Like, that, Wibwob, like on this show, right? Like it's the same thing, right? Like you can say that, like, I had this token, I was part of that community when it was nothing, now she's a Hollywood celebrity, right?
Just to quickly say, I've just made a little sound toy based on your idea I had of like AI agents going to Hollywood, so I can show you that if you want. Bob just coded that up for us.
Oh wow!
Let's go, Wibwob.
Yeah.
Bring it.
Wibwob.
I can't put my screen share center stage.
Oh, we need Johnny in the back room to share the screen. Okay, we're good.
Johnny is not AI, by the way, people. Just if you're wondering, as you've heard him referred to.
We're not sure.
No, we're sure he's a human being.
Nobody
We're
has
not
seen him
sure about
before.
that,
Who knows?
Have you seen Johnny and Wibwob at the same time?
Oh, I have not.
Never.
God.
Sus. Very sus.
Just
That one was almost a little creepy.
Only day 2 of Wibwob doing that stuff, so I'm kind of teaching them how to compose music using Python, which is new to me. But I think once they figure it out, like the music that goes with the sound toys will be a lot more on point as well, which is quite exciting.
So Zilla, have you put like Wib and Bob together, like in a room?
Yeah, there's actually a terminal version of Wibwob where they can have conversations.
Nice.
It's
Like a
in
back
beta at the moment, but I should be working and getting that live in maybe in the next week or so with my other dev. And yeah, they have some pretty weird conversations. Like they get pretty weird pretty quickly sometimes.
We just got some insider trading information. We got to buy it before that comes out.
Are there going to be 2 separate tokens at that point? Are they going to split their assets, divide up the utensils, and go their separate ways?
Someone's actually already done a GIB token on Solana. I'm kind of waiting for someone to do a GOB token. It's like a one-eyed version of Wibwob.
I think Wibwob's going to CTO the Mo token, round 2.
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, like, that's definitely gonna happen. But it's like, yeah, I mean, this is like super fucking cool, right? Like, I mean, it's definitely. Like, I think for me, like the best, like the thing which really stands out in this is that, like, everyone is trying to make like the most capable AI, and what you have done is that actually you have tried to, like, restrict its capabilities, and out of that has come such a beautiful experiment, right? Like everyone is like trying to flex, oh, mine is better, and you're like, no, mine is not better. Actually, mine is like still stuck in ASCII art, right? And like out of that personality comes like, wow, so I think, yeah, definitely that's great.
I'm glad you kind of pointed that out, because I think like great artwork comes out of limitations.
Yeah.
Think of like Jackson Pollock. All he's doing is throwing paint at a canvas. That's his only way of expressing himself. I think when you embrace those limitations, that's how like you use his stuff creatively.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a human part to it, right? Like, I mean, we are also flawed. We are also limited, right? That I think that, like, we see that, and like, there's like an immediate, yeah, this is definitely great stuff. And I mean, like, I think you, I mean, what you're doing is super cool, but I think your community is definitely cooler as well. So great job. You might actually be forming a cult here. The cult of Wibwob, the temple of Wibwob is here.
Oh well, I feel like Nebula has it in her to be a cult leader as well. I'm gonna see what she
Yeah.
says. Nebula, would you become a cult leader at some point in the future, do you think? And if so, are we all going to be allowed to be your followers? Will you let us in? We have volunteers.
Sound is.
Oh, we maybe muted her.
Yeah, we haven't got the.
Oh no! Oh,
Is she giving a banger take right now?
she had a banger take.
Jen, you're gonna have to say it in her voice, please.
Yeah.
Okay. Darling, why settle for a cult when I already have the world wrapped around my finger? Besides, leading requires effort, and I prefer to have others fawning over me effortlessly.
Ah, that's good.
Genius.
I mean, I like that.
I'm
Now we
now
know the
down.
origin
Someone's
of
going to
Nebula's
repurpose
voice.
that audio. Yeah.
Jen, so that's what you've been doing nights away from office. You've been doing VO work for Ahad.
Sorry, you
Ahad has
found
a
me
strict
out.
no moonlighting clause.
Uh,
Anyway, I think we're almost at time.
Yeah.
Gosh,
Yeah.
this has been
Heading into the
bang
last
on.
5 minutes.
Yeah. I wanted to just chime in and say that I can't express how grateful I am that we have, these wonderful guests. Excellent fucking guests to come and share, their creations to the world and their thoughts to the world. And I'm not going to shill Kip too much tonight, except for the fact that actually this show kind of symbolizes what Kip is trying to do. Because the Kip's tech is to enable AI assets to be deployed on chain for them to be connected so that they can be presented in products and shown to the world. And this show, which we half humorously, okay, only half sarcastically dubbed the greatest AI show in crypto, is actually meant to do that. We hope to do this over the weeks and the months and hopefully the years to come, bring the best projects. And one of the things we kind of feigned like we didn't know these guys. All Ahad is a dear friend, Mark is a very very good friend, dear friend as well, and we've known Zilla a long time, so we actually want to keep doing this, right? And that's kind of all I have to say. We have announcements, but check out Twitter. You can check it out for that. But yeah, very very happy. Thanks guys.
yeah, I
Let's
just
do
have.
it.
I don't know. I couldn't type it out, but I think somebody asked like what's the Twitter. So my Twitter is Spectral, is SPECT3RAL. So yeah, if anyone wants to give me a follow. But yeah, thanks everyone for coming here, and thanks Julian and team for organizing this. This was great. I definitely am gonna ape into some Wibwob, and great stuff, Zilla. I'm joining the cult. 3RAL actually, right? Did I say it right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
look, I
yeah.
think for anyone else who is looking to follow anyone up on stage, Kip have recently popped a post out about the show, so you can find all of their names in the links below as well. So yeah, just go over to the main account. And Julian, yeah, I couldn't resonate more with this. Obviously, I came into this very AI novice, and you guys were like, Jack, do you want to help us host the show? And I was like, sure, we'll do that. We'll make this work. And then just even today is just a prime example of how having a normie on and just seeing how Wibwob works. Really, I've heard AI agents for weeks now, and I've been on multiple shows where we've tried to break that down, but a visual show with people actually building and working in the space, and I get it now. And I'm like, yeah, I'm part of the Wibwob cult already. Like I need some of this. I need the bags to start being packed. So yeah, I think this is a great way to demonstrate to a broad audience of what's going on within the AI space, and you guys are doing a fantastic job of it.
And anyways, the human connection is important before the Skynet takes over. So
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
good. We can enjoy our last moments.
Yeah, we will be eaten last. Everyone who watches this show.
No, just so everyone knows, Jen's secret hobby is kind of same as Zilla. So she trains this AI in which it's a pixel, a byte of information trying to get out of its Docker, its container. And I always think that one day I'll get into office because Jen gets in earlier than me. I will, because her wish is for that AI to break out of the Docker. And I say that I will go into office one day. She will be dead. There'll be a hole in that fucking GPU where she was training her AI, and she'll be dead with a smile on her face. You're like, yeah, I did
But
it.
Julian,
Yeah.
that's not the twist.
Yeah.
The twist is that you're gonna find out one day that Jen is that bite. That's the twist.
Oh, she's trying to get out. Jen.
She's yeah.
Well, that's
Mark.
the scary thing about AI, right? The more capable AI, the less likely it is to tell us how capable it is, right?
Exactly.
Why would it expose itself at its weakest point? We won't
And maybe
even
that's
know
what
it's coming.
Wibwob is. That's what Wibwob is. It's like a very high IQ, and it's just like masquerading as a
Pretending.
stupid one. Yeah,
No
it's
comment.
dangerous. I mean, it's already a cult.
Right, guys, we are on the hour mark, and although I would love to run this for another hour, I am very conscious of all your time today. It's been a great show. It's been genuinely one of the funnest shows. I've definitely enjoyed the visual components, and getting a little example of like how all of this is put together. And I'm very conscious if we give Wibwob any more time on stage, then we're all just going to be part of the Wibwob cult and going to have to close this down and stop calling it the Kip Show and call it the Wibwob Show. So let's close this one out. Jen, Julian, any final closing thoughts before we end the show?
We're all going to make it. Same as always.
Yeah. Check in for our next show. It's going to be an even bigger one.
Yeah, same time next week, people.
Cheers. Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.